Somebody made the comment a little earlier that, you know, they watch me on YouTube because I never run out of projects and I always got something to do. And I guess there's some truth to that because I never run out of projects and I've always got something to do. In fact, man, if I didn't have to work for a living, I could just entertain myself endlessly just thinking up new projects and things to fix. I got so many projects that I don't have time to make videos to keep up with them all. And I'll give you this as an example. This is my Dynaflow Banjo. Y'all know about this one. This was made out of a torque, I can't remember what you call this, torque ring that came out of a torque converter from a 53 Cadillac that I got my engine from on the hot rod, the Dyna-Flow transmission, and I made my banjo out of that. This ain't much of a neck, but I'll get into that later. But this real nice guy a while back made this for me, and this is a it says Nunda leather, and I don't know if I'd have to look up the feller's name, but it's got my name. He made this banjo strap for me. It's got my name on there, R-Peak, and he's got all this fancy work all over it. And he's got 53. That's the year I was born, 1953. And he made me this a while back and sent it to me, and I never even got a chance to make a video to put it up. But oh, ain't it nice? It's got a nice leather, nice leather and nice padded inside the strap. Well, another thing that's going on is there's this other guy. You may remember I fixed up a banjo for a guy a while back, a banjo that belonged to his girlfriend's grandfather. Well, it turns out he's gotten inspired to work on banjos and he's building necks, and he wants to build a neck for the Dyna-Flow, which is, if you think about it, that's fairly fitting. I didn't charge him for fixing the banjo other than the parts, and so he's talking about making me a neck for this, so dang, that's pretty cool too. And something else has come up recently, and this kind of gets into where my brain goes off into weird places. I got a buddy in Rockland. He's kind of the guy that got me started playing claw hammer. He's an old banjo coot, and he won't let me make videos and put him in here. But he's the one that told me that I couldn't play a banjo playing scrug style the way I'd been doing, and I needed to learn how to frail and do claw hammer. He's the one that got me started on this road here that I've been on ever since. But I've seen him do weird things, like take a tone ring from one banjo and just put it inside another. He had a tubaphone, a Vega tubaphone, and he had a tone ring that he'd found in a junk store for a Stromberg Cupperphone, and he put that Cupperphone tone ring inside that tubaphone. I thought that was the most amazing banjo I'd ever heard the sound of, and I was always inspired by that and always wanted to do something like that. But the thing is, tone rings are really expensive, so I'm always looking out on eBay for one, and this one came up for sale. This is like a Gibson Master Tone style tone ring, and on a good banjo, and it's good and heavy. It's made out of bell brass, and on a Gibson Master Tone, it'll go up underneath the head, and the head will sit on it here. Well, on this banjo, the Dyna-Flow part actually makes a pretty good, the head is actually sitting right on that, so that makes pretty good for that. And I don't want to cover that up, and I don't want to make it go away, and I don't want to put this up under there, but I got to looking at how this is put together. I'll just turn this over here, and I've got this piston rod in the back of it that I use for a handle, and there's a little notch inside this tone ring, and it occurred to me that if I loosen this screw up right here, I ought to be able to slide that notch right over that, sort of like this, and then retighten that up, and that will actually position that right inside there, and it might pick up enough vibration to make an interesting sound. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to loosen that up, see if I can slide that into place, and then put it all back together and just see what it sounds like. So that'll be something. We'll see how that works out. It's raining today. I was going to do some work outside. Some of y'all might have seen me. I was out there digging this morning before church, but it's been raining pretty hard all day, and it hadn't inspired me to want to go back out there. What I'll do is, before I do that work on that banjo, and get y'all to sit up here without falling out of the window, that'd be really good. And I'll just play a quick tune on the Dyna-Flow as is, and then I'll play another tune on it after I get that ring in there. Sometimes I have to find where my strings are. I did that in church this morning. I said, let me find my strings. enough of that. So I'm gonna see if I can get that ring inside there, and then we'll play it something like that again. We'll see what it sounds like.